Welcome back to Christmas Light Installer Session 2. Thanks for coming back. We have a great session for you, how to design and install mini lights on trees and shrubs and when to use wreaths and garlands. In case you have to leave or you lose your internet connection, just be rest assured knowing we're recording these sessions. You can come back at any time. All right, my name's Tanner Maxon, and I've run Christmas Light Installer right here in Dallas, Texas, and we've been doing a phenomenal job here, and we do install and wholesale Christmas lights. So for all the local guys that are wanting to buy Christmas lights, they come here and they do that. And with all the traffic that we get in here from all the local installers, we've been giving them tips and tricks on how to run their business more efficiently, and they keep on giving us the questions, the same ones over and over, and that's what we've put right here in the Christmas Light Installer University for you guys. Now, we didn't just stop there. We wanted to make all of y'all's businesses run so much more smoothly that we invested just a little bit more time into it. We created a marketing and customer manager software built just for Christmas light installers, and I think you're going to like it. On to the session. This session is about mini lights and trees and shrubs, and how not to pop fuses, and when to use garlands and wreaths. Before we get started, I got to read off a disclaimer from the lawyers, of course, so let's just get this out of the way. So, from the top, there are risks with owning and operating your own business. You are completely responsible for the operation of the business, including your pricing, collecting payment from customers, installation, quality control, and customer satisfaction. Your success depends on many variables, including, but not limited to, market forces, economic factors, level of competition in your geographic area, your pricing structure, and your business reputation. We do not guarantee your profitability nor success, nor can we guarantee the minimum number of referrals or leads. All right, that was fun. Okay, first off, I'd like to start with talking about trunks and main branches and tree wrapping. That's the biggest thing that you guys have a problem with out there, is how do you wrap a tree successfully? And I'd like to say that the easiest thing I can say is 4 inches. You got about 4 inches there, right there with your thumbs. With all your fingers. So if you do one pass around a tree, put your hand on the tree and do another pass. And that will give you the spacing that you need to do accurately going up and down a tree. Looks great after you're all done. And then you can kind of, if that's your standard, you can start to look at a tree and know exactly how many mini lights can go up on a tree. Also in foliage, if you're doing it on foliage as well, you got a big round bush or something, you know that you can do one pass and then you come around again 4 inches later and do another pass. It'll let you have uniformity going throughout all your installs. Your customers can start referring you to other people because every job you do is the same. The easiest way that I can show you guys how to do this, or tell you guys how to do this, is just to show you. So we've created a video about doing this, and we'll go and check that out right now. So without further ado, let's go out in the field and see some trunk wrapping. Hey guys, Tanner with Christmas Light Installer University. What we're out here today to do is show you how to properly wrap a tree, and what to do, what not to do, and what to look for. So first off, I want to start off by showing you about this tool. This tool is called the Lightkeeper Pro. Real inexpensive, and I think that you guys can pick these up at any hardware store, but this is a lifesaver. What you can do with this tool is you can guide this along a strand of mini lights, and it'll help you diagnose which bulb is out and all that kind of good stuff. It's got cool tools in here, and I'm just going to demonstrate this for you real quick. Also has a handy dandy little thing for storage in here. If you want to put some fuses and mini lights, extra bulbs in there, it'll do that for you as well. Okay, let me show you off. First of all, this is the can't live without it kind of tool, okay? So what you want to do is, say you got a bulb out. Well, I'm just going to pull this bulb real quick to demonstrate, to simulate a bulb out. So you got a whole bunch of bulbs, and you don't want to just, you got bulbs down here out now, you got bulbs over here and over here out. How do you find which bulb is out? Say it's in there, but you're not sure which one it is. Run you push the button, and if it senses electricity, it'll start beeping. So what you do is you just kind of go along the line, and it'll tell you when it no longer senses electricity. It's really awesome. Watch this. No more. Go back past the Here's the spot that's out. Okay, now we know it's this bulb. What a cool tool this is. Another thing you can do, say you got a bulb. Okay, I found out, I think it's this bulb, but I'm not sure. I want to test this bulb. Let's get a real tight shot here if you can. Okay, what you can do is you can grab that bulb and you can stick it in here. Oh wait, that bulb still works. You know, what you're going to find out if you did that test a second ago is that no, that bulb does not work. And so you can test bulbs with this sucker. It's really cool. I love this tool. There's a lot of other things this tool can do for you. You can actually, if you pulled the bulb and replaced it and you still can't get this thing to work, you can plug this thing into it and give it a shock. You're actually shocking, and you're sending electrical current at a real high voltage there straight through your strand of mini lights. What that's going to do is, at the base of your light bulb, I'm going to just hold this real still so you can zoom in real good at it. I don't know if the camera can get that, but at the base of it, there's a bunch of wires that go back and forth, and that's called a shunt. Up at the top, you got the element or the filament, whatever the heck it's called. But at the bottom where the shunt is, sometimes they come off the post. When you send this electricity through it, what it does is re-welds that shunt back on the post. It's excellent. So sometimes you can just pull any socket, go like that, and boom, the whole strand just starts working again. Man, that is one cool tool. Let me plug this back in real quick. Let's see, it goes in like that. Here we go. Okay, an even faster way to test a whole entire strand of mini lights. It's got a female place right there to plug in your socket. So say you come up on a strand, you're like, dang, the whole strand's out, I think. Let me just do the quickest way to try to re-weld the shunts on that whole entire circuit. So what I'm going to do is, I'll come down here, grab the male end off of my circuit, I'll plug that sucker in, and I'll shock the crud out of it, right? If there's actually a bulb that's broken over here and the filament is out, you'll see a little bit of an arc jump across that where the two posts come up, and like the filament is gone, bam, it'll be like a little flare pop up, and you'll be like, ah, I saw a little spark. Replace that bulb, I'm back in business, okay? Doesn't always work, but it sometimes will. I'd say 25 to 30% of the time when you do that, it'll fix it, you'll be back in business. Really cool tool. All right, enough about the tool. Tool's awesome, go get one. How do you put mini lights on a tree? I said before in class that you want to put them about 4 finger lengths apart as you go around, as you make your passes, your revolutions around a tree. And this is what I mean. Right here, I want to make sure the next one is about right there. See how this one's way off? I'm just gonna, teach my guys, keep it spaced, keep it spaced. You don't want a bunch of tight ones and a big gap. It's gonna look like it's so unprofessional. You want to keep your gaps the same every time you go around. After you've done a couple of trees, it'll just be kind of natural for you to keep the spacing, keep that stuff, straighten it up, make it look good. The good thing is, you say, wow, that's a lot of space between wraps, So what you got is, it's not that far between light bulbs. It's that far between the wire, but the light bulbs, look how close they are. It's only like a 2-inch difference right there. That's like, so at nighttime, this tree's gonna glow. Any more light bulbs than this, and I think it's just a waste. Some clients are gonna really want it tight. I highly discourage it. I don't think you get any added value from that. And you can make, you can spread your electricity out over an entire bush and maybe burn less electricity, okay? Okay, this is the next thing I want to talk to you about. What's this gonna look like at night? It's gonna look like a black hole. Black hole right here. So you got plenty of light coming off on here, trees looking good here. You didn't think about the joints or where the limbs come out of the tree. It's a little bit harder to put your mini lights on this, but let me show you how to do it. What I'm gonna do is, I got my little ball of yarn, right? We talked about wrapping up mini lights. I'm gonna come around. When I come to this spot, you kind of have the tendency just to go around this way and start going down or something. You don't need to be doing that. You need to make sure you get this. I would go down here, I'd maybe tuck it underneath here, come back at a different angle, tuck it, come back over here, go around, maybe go around to the back side of it, get some extra tension on it or something, bring it down, make sure you fill in that hole, and you don't want to leave stuff like that. Another thing we're going to do is how do you design a circuit? How do you get the extension cords all going up this sucker? Well, you only want to put 5 mini lights in a row. And I bet we probably have 5. This tree right here, I bet you right about here is one set of mini lights. Probably about right here is another set of mini lights. Probably another set right here. You know, by the time we're up to about somewhere in this area, that's going to be, you're going to need to get another home run, which means go back to the electrical source. You don't want to do end to end to end to end to end 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. You're going to pop the fuses. So what we do, first thing we do is we send an electrical cord somewhere up the tree, and then we'll put a butt plug up there so that we can branch off and give ourselves multiple sources as we go up the tree. So of course we'll put one fresh one at the bottom. So you'll see down here we got ourselves an electrical cord that probably goes up 5 times. Even better than this, I would have this one coming here with a butt plug, and then some more like 15-footers, 15-foot extension cords with a triple on the end, a 3 outlet on the end, and I'd send that right up the tree. And so make sure you just keep getting your home runs back to the electrical source every 5 mini lights. But what else? I wouldn't just stop with clear bulbs. A lot of people like multicolors, doing trunks in green and the foliage in white, or just switch it up. Just because it's not natural color, a lot of people like to use green on the foliage because they think it should be green, but shoot, blue looks great on a tree. So Christmas time, any color is better than no color. What else can we tell you guys? LEDs, you don't have to do home runs so fast with LEDs because they don't use a lot of power. I think, man, you can probably do like 20 strands all together, maybe even more. I'm not into LEDs a lot. Some of you guys are really heavy into LEDs, but that's not really what our customer needs down here. So I'm really an incandescent kind of guy. But timers, let's talk about timers. When you got a tree this size, you're going up to like 15 to 17 foot up in the air. You're going to need one timer for like every 25 strands of mini lights. So like on a tree like this, I'd use like a solar timer or something, stick it in the ground, make sure you face it away from your light bulbs, because if it's a solar timer and you got that light sensing diode facing your light, well, it senses your light, it shuts off. It's off, now it thinks it's dark, it comes on. It's gonna flicker on and off, on and off. People are gonna think your tree's on crack or something. So make sure you don't point your light sensing timer toward light. That includes landscape lights, big old spotlights, stuff like that. Make sure you point those the other direction. You can use mechanical timers too. The light sensing ones are just kind of a little easier, I think, in case the power goes out. Power goes out, comes back on, they flip the breaker in the house, customer takes care of that for you. It's one less step. You don't have to reset the clock. And we'll show you how to reset the clocks when we get back to the store. We got one up there that we're gonna walk you through and how to set one. Also, whenever you're wrapping stuff up, trees tend to sway and move in the wind, and you want to make sure your male and female ends don't come undone. And so what we do, instead of having these just hooked together and then the wind knocks them and then boom, they fall apart, we'll actually tie them up so that the tension is before the male and female connection. You don't want to put your stress in there, right? You want to just, maybe throw some tape on it even. We didn't do it on this one, but I would like to have electrical tape on that to just cover up the back end of that. You don't have to. I mean, it's not like a requirement or something. It's not going to make it any more reliable, but some people just like to see that added touch to it to feel more comfortable about the quality of their. It really doesn't even raise the quality, but you know what? Some people just feel more comfortable seeing that that's closed. So I do it sometimes, especially if it's on a very visible part of the tree. What else can I tell you about trees? Make sure you get all the branches as good as you can get. Go up to the foliage, go out to the tips. When you're spiral wrapping, don't leave any holes, don't leave any gaps. Make sure you put one of these down here. If you're especially if you're really proud of some of your trees, get you a little sign. It don't have to be a huge sign. Homeowners hate those big signs, but a little sign like this, right in a pile of Texas fire ants. I'd put it over here a little bit. Okay, but a little sign like that tells all the neighbors, hey, we were here. You need to call us. We're proud of our trees, and we want to do one for you. It's a really great statement. Everybody knows if you got a sign and there's some red on it in front of a Christmas, a nice decorated Christmas design, they know what that's going to be about. They'll take a walk through the lawn and make sure they get that phone number. And the sign is small enough that it's not going to tick off your customers. So I guess that's it. Don't forget about this Lightkeeper Pro. You guys see one in the store, buy yourself 4 or 5 of these suckers, put it in your truck, because you'll never be sad that you bought that. It's a great tool. Anything else on this tool? There is one more other thing. You can test fuses. There's another way to plug something in. You know how we put the little light bulb on here? You can put a fuse right on there and test fuses. There's also a little stripper right here, so you can strip conduit off of a wire or something. And that's about it. But man, it's like an all-in-one tool. Lightkeeper Pro, love it. All right, well, thanks for coming out, looking at how to wrap up some Christmas lights on a tree. Use the same kind of method, everything we talked about here, to do stuff in the shrubs, keeping things safe, lighting stuff up, and make sure you get that home run every five times or so if you're using the Connect 6 mini lights. My name's Tanner Maxson with Christmas Light Installer University. Adios. Okay, moving on to foliage, how to get the mini lights up in the trees, up in the foliage. The easiest way is, I showed you this tool in the last session, but you take a swimming pool pole, those skimmer poles, and I like to be able to extend it out to about 20 to 22 foot so you can get up to a second-story building. But what you do is at the end, and I just kind of broke this one off so we could show you here in the studio, but I just make an X with it. That way you can pick up your lights and put them up in the trees. And what I'll do is if we're doing like a spiral wrap on a tree, meaning you've done all the branches and stuff and the trunks, and once you get up to the foliage, then it's time to go around and around and around. I mean, there's different ways to do a tree, but this is a spiral wrap type of wrapping or whatever. Okay, so you're putting your mini lights on here, and you're connecting them end to end and making sure whenever you put your male and female together, give it a kind of a twist and a little knot so it doesn't just come undone. But get a couple of them stranded together so you have a nice long rope. And then put it in here, and then as you walk around a tree, you can lift it up higher and higher and higher as you go around. And you will be able to basically spiral it up a tree all the way to the top of the foliage. And of course, you don't just throw them up there, because you'll have black holes all over the place, and it'll look like somebody just threw them up on the tree. So get them all nice and evenly spaced up around the tree. These are also good for pulling down lights and stuff. So I mean, that's a really simple little tool right there. So I think you guys definitely should do that. I don't know how else you're going to do a lot of the Christmas light jobs we do. Okay, let's talk about lights. The color of lights really does matter. A lot of people love clear Christmas lights, clear mini lights, but if you can talk a customer into putting up some color does a tremendous difference, and it looks great. People are just kind of like, I don't know what it will look like. Well, take a look at this photo right here. Let me show you this one. Here it is. It's a great photo. It's one of our houses we do every year, and they get compliments all the time. They're the only ones on their street that does colored mini lights. You know what? They look great. They look better than the neighbors, and I love the house. So just use color wherever you can, I say. And you can use floodlights if they have existing landscape lights. Just randomly throw a green one in there or something like that. If you're using for some mini lights on some trees, you can see there's some color on that one as well. There's some green, just kind of one bulb in there is green. And it just a splash of color, just something different. So use color where you can. The best way we have found, easiest way to install mini lights is having them up in the balling them up in a yarn, and then just, you can get 100 count, you can get 150, you can get 200 count. What we found is the easiest is the 100 count mini lights, because it's a bit of a smaller ball, but it's easy to go into multi-trunk trees like crepe myrtles or I don't know what some other multi-trunk trees you guys have out there, but smaller branch trees that are close together, to get a smaller ball in between those individual trunks makes it a lot easier. And going around a crepe myrtle, let's talk about that. Down here in Texas, we call it the Texas tornado if you're doing it wrong, and that's when you got a multi-trunk tree going up like this and you just go around all of them. That's a no-no. You want to go around each individual trunk, and so you can define all those trunks and not have just a big tornado-looking thing. It looks horrible, but you see it all the time, and it's one sure sign that you're doing it wrong if you're doing a Texas tornado. So let's go and talk about something else. Let's talk about some mini lights. You guys, there are commercial mini lights out there. Like I told you, we're wholesalers. Wholesale mini light is a great business. I say don't buy commercial mini lights, and that's coming from a guy that sells them. I'd say go to Walmart, buy $2 mini lights. They're excellent quality, $2. Replace them every year. You're still going to come out on top. You can hardly tell the difference anyway, and Walmart is always fully stocked with mini lights. So let's see what else. I think my scroller is broken. Here we go. Wreaths and garlands. Always have a wreath in the truck and a couple of pieces of garlands in the truck, because if you got a customer that's like, oh, it looks great, oh, it looks great, all you got to do is pull out that wreath. Hey, this would look great up there. What do you think? And they'll be like, oh, show a wreath, a full fluffy wreath, maybe even carry it over to her house, plug it in, show her how full it is, how the mini lights look in it, and they're going to almost buy it every time. Wreaths are a great way to just put the icing on the cake, especially if you have a customer who's really proud of her home, who comes out. I mean, this could be an upsell at the time of the initial sale or after the whole design is done, and you can be like, it looks great. There's just one more thing, and that's, just add that one thing, and they'll bite on it every time. Wreaths are a great way to make a little extra cash, and they're quick because you just take them up to the house, put your anchor in, and boom, it's done. So you make a quick profit off of that. Garlands, going around like a doorway or a balcony or something like that. Those are easy to attach, quick and easy. Garlands are another easy way to make quick, easy cash, and really to improve the design of that house, because in the daytime they have nothing to say, hey, we've decorated for Christmas, because all the mini lights and all the roof lights, they're just, you can't see that during the day. But if you have a nice wreath up there with a bow or something on that, then it's daytime festivity as well. All right, well, that's about it for this session, and thanks for coming out. Be sure to check your inboxes, because we're going to send out a reminder again before our next session starts, and we don't want to miss any of you guys or lose any along the way. So come back for next session. It'll start in a couple of days. My name is Tanner Maxson with Christmas Light Installer. Thank you very much.